All right, so this is everything gotten from the NCAA Frozen Four Regionals at Allentown, Pennsylvania at the PPL Center from March 28th and March 30th. I'm including this in the championship video just because that makes the most sense to me. I got all this on the 28th, early before the first game, before they started selling out of stuff because it's going to happen, especially with the host school being there. But like I said, I'm putting in the championship because that just makes more sense to me. And as you can see, it is mostly stuff that I got from the NCAA official store that was set up there, but there are a couple Phantoms related things. I have this over here because I'm actually using it right now. But because this is an NCAA video, most people who are watching probably here for the NCAA stuff. I'm going to do those first and then do the couple of Lehigh Valley Phantoms related things later. Let's start with the most mundane thing. I haven't even looked at this myself. I do see it has an NCAA logo on it, the store bag. Yeah, it's hard to get it completely flattened here with one hand, but it does say NCAA Championships on it. And it has the logos here of all of their sports. They said they have like 90 championships or something like that combined between all their sports, between women's and men's. So, I assume every sport is represented here on this bag. Let's go on, just because it's kind of large. This is the back of the t-shirt, the neutral version. There was 4 other versions of this shirt that was just specific teams, like it had the logo on the front. Obviously, I'm neutral. I didn't care who won, and I always like getting the neutral stuff, even if I do have a rooting bias. So, this is the back of it, like I said, because it's the main logo on it. It is different than previous years, for sure. But it's still, it still is pretty cool. You have the logo up there for NCAA. You see Division I Men's Ice Hockey Regional Allentown. I like how it actually says the regional. Some of the merch stuff says like St. Louis because that's where the actual Frozen Four is, but I like the stuff that actually has the regional location on it. And then you see the 4 teams that are here. And this is the front of it. No, just has the NCAA Men's Ice Hockey Championship logo over there. I'm going to pause for a second, I think. Wait, maybe I can't get this with one hand. This is the official puck, and this is kind of what I was talking about, but I thought it was still worth it to get it anyway. There is no puck you can buy, at least at the store that was physically set up there, that has specifically the regional on it, but you were able to buy this for $10, the 2025 Men's Frozen Four in St. Louis, which, like I said, I'm not going to attend the one in St. Louis. It's a little far away, but, it still signifies something that I was at the regional. I kind of wish that they had regional pucks, but this is cool, too. I smell the rubber off of that. Last NCAA-related thing we have here is the program. I didn't remember they had programs in the past. I'm sure they did. I'm sure I have it stored away somewhere, but it's been a few years since I've been to one, so I really don't remember. And I actually have not looked at this yet myself. But I believe this is the overall program for all 16 teams, not just the regional. You see the bracket right there. And yeah, because here you have Bentley. They were definitely not there. Boston College, Boston U. And it gives, the roster, gives their results. It looks like for the whole season, some quick facts. And then, the team photo, and it tells you everyone that's in that photo. Cornell, Denver, Michigan State, UMass, Minnesota. Okay, and then we've moved on to Allentown Regional Host. Okay. Fargo Regional Host. And I can't grab this page. There we go. Nope. There we go. Manchester in New Hampshire. And we're still struggling. I'm going to switch hands here. Toledo, hosted by Bowling Green, obviously. And championship history. Okay, I was going to say, I was a bit confused. I'm not sure why they split the teams up so much, but they did. Minnesota State, Ohio State, Penn State, Yeah, because in the first half of teams, none of the teams I saw were a part of it. Providence, Quinnipiac, Yukon, Maine, and Western Michigan. I believe that should be it. And Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. So yeah, that is that. Pretty cool to have a program list. I'm sure I've gotten it in the past, and honestly, looking through it, it does kind of spark memories of, you know, programs I might have gotten in the past, but it's been a while. And here's a cup, and like I said, I am using it right now, so I'm not going to tilt it too much. But it is pretty plain compared to previous ones. You know, a lot of the Phantoms Cups year after year have players, usually 3 players on it. And honestly, they usually use the same cups for a few years and then change them out. It's not usually a yearly rotation anymore. Although at one time years ago, they had like 4 in one year because it said like 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4s. So they would make them constantly back in the day. But, you know, recently, the last few years or so, it's, you know, it hasn't even been a yearly rotation. But anyway, this is, like I said, a more plain version of what you're used to. It just says Lehigh Valley Phantoms with the logo. And then just kind of a, you know, color pattern around. And now you're back to the front. And one asterisk I should put on this, and maybe that's the reason why it's more plain, is this is not a cup that you get from the souvenir stand. I guess technically it's a souvenir stand, but it's not like a drink. They actually didn't have any souvenir cups for drinks at this event, and I don't know if I have not been to a Phantoms game this season. I don't know if this is just for this event for NCAAs, or if the Phantoms just don't have a souvenir cup for drinks at all this year. I'm not sure. But what this actually is a souvenir cup that you get when you go to Tim Hortons, and you can buy, you know, Timbits. If you're not familiar with Tim Hortons, it's basically like Munchkins that Duncan has. It's the same thing, but they call it Timbits at Tim Hortons, and they throw it in a souvenir cup like this. So that's what this actually is. It's not, you know, obviously I'm using it for drinks now. It's just, it's a cup, but originally it, you know, you couldn't buy one at the arena for drinks. You had to get it with Timbits. So that might also be a reason for it being a little bit more plain than normal. I'm not sure. And the last thing we have here is a pocket schedule. Like I said, I have actually not been to a Phantoms game at all this season, so this is my first opportunity to get one of these as well. And that's all it folds out. You got, you know, October to the, you know, all the months, all the teams. You can scan those QR codes if you feel like it. Watch, listen, highlights. Yeah. Philly Pretzel Factory, some other ad, and the app, and yeah, there you go. So that is pretty much it for me. Hope you guys enjoy this series of videos, these 3 games at the NCAA Regionals. And yeah, that is it for me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.